And we're back. Stand back, Kraus-sama. Get your ass cut.
何をする気だ。
いいよね姉さん、もう一度だけあがいても。
私ももう一度だけあがくよ。一度だけじゃない、何度でも。
Jessica's voice had reached Canon. It certainly permeated into his stone-cold heart. And George's voice had reached Shannon. If the love he had shown was embodied by strength, she would have to respond in the same way. An incredible metallic sound rang out. The first flash cut horizontally through several of the metal bars, and with the next flash, they were cut through horizontally again. Why would Kinzo put these guys in a prison cell, knowing that the furniture that he has can cut through these bars with their bare hands, right? If he knows magic is a thing, right? Seems like an oversight, right? Oh well. Causing them to clatter to the ground like bamboo shoots cut by a sword. Kraus, Kyrie, and Nanjo didn't even have a clue about what had just happened.
南條先生、お屋敷や廊下をどっちに？
左奥だ、左奥。
参りましょう。旦那、すぐにワルギリア様に気づかれます。
あんたたちは僕たちは。
When Cannon hung his head a little and faltered, Shannon slapped his shoulder, smiled, and spoke.
私たちはワルギリア様、警戒網や反応、脱獄です。なぜか見張りのヤギがいません。
どうしてです？ガープですね。人の召喚物を勝手に。ガプ。
交戦規定確認。
ガプガプ。
脱走者への射殺許可を申請であります。おやりなさい。やっちゃいなさい。ガプ。
That Virgilia's going crazy.
了解であります。45、410追撃狙撃戦準備。弾手収束誘導弾。ワルギリア様、逃亡阻止結界を。
そうでしたね。ここから逃がしはしませんよ。ガプ言ってたら舌噛みました。
As they ran down the underground passes, the path in front of them was once again blocked by metal bars. The door was, of course, locked. However, that was no problem for them now. Kanon, get your ass over here.
はい。しかしすごいわ。一体どういう原理なのかしら。
原理など興味ない。大事なのは彼に鉄格子が切断できてここから脱出できることだけだ。
It's called the Force, baby. You ever watched Star Wars? That's what it's called. He's got the fucking Jedi mind trick.
お任せを。
Kanon sliced the metal bars to get into the red trail, but there was a harsh, strange noise and only a slight scratch was left in the metal bar. Oh my goodness gracious! He's a sturdy goodness.
違う、エンチャントされてる。ワルギリア様の魔法杖だ。
切断できる？
もちろん。でも時間をかけるよ。
3分間待って。
Taking a deep breath and focusing his concentration, Kanon once again extended his sword that trailed red. When he passed it hard against the metal bars, sparks sprayed almost as though he was burning through them with a blowtorch.
切断はできそうだが、手こずりそうだな。
敵に捕捉されました。下がってください。
追って誰も来てないわよ。
私の後ろに下がってください。狙われてます。45、 45データ治療。標的は捕捉。地形誤差修正。射撃曲線形成。制御点補正完了。410データリンク。410データ受領。危険区域確認。問題なし。
WO 師団装填48発。個別誘導 F&F。収束誘導弾準備完了。
45射撃準備完了。収束誘導弾装填。410にひひ射撃。
The golden arrow that sparkled gold was fired, leaving a gold tail leaving behind. They drew a curve, went through the door, went through the keyhole, downstairs, towards the underground path at full speed.
何か光りましたぞ。
黄金の矢はシールドで防げない。カノン君、迎撃態勢リンクしよう。
ゲートキーパー了解。姉さんと一緒に戦うのは久しぶりだ。動じらないでよ。
本気でやる。
なら問題ない。
Shannon stopped cutting the bars and stood in front of Shannon. Behind them, Shannon closed her eyes, concentrated her mind, focusing deep into the darkness of the underground path. The guided cluster round is a special kind of arrow made up of 48 sub-rounds bound together. It explodes mid-flight and divides into 48 mini arrows. The strength of each individual one is low, but they pierce through all fields and possess total lethality against ground troops. And on top of that, each one of the 48 possesses autonomous guidance towards their individual targets.
光った。分裂した。
収束誘導弾分裂確認。師団467848前代捕捉迎撃完成。カノンにデータリンク。
カノンデータ受領。姉さんの能力はすごいな。48発全部見える。
迎撃優先順位に注意。姉さんを信じて。
もちろんさ。僕は目を開ける必要さえない。
迎撃開始。
はあ
Just gonna cut down all 48 of them.
目標健在。迎撃されました。いや48発全部。
シャノンとカノンはもともと一組の家具ですからね。揃うと手強いこと。あいたた、これこんな家になっちゃうかしら。
Ouch.
落ち着け。再装填弾種を変更。精密高速狙撃弾精密狙撃戦準備。
そりゃいいね。追撃不能の超高速弾。ゲートキーパーごときじゃ防御不能だに。精密狙撃戦了解。精密射撃用データ収集開始。
一体今のは何なんだ。
安心して。私にもさっぱりよ。一つわかるのは二人に頼らなきゃ死んでたってことね。
カノン君ありがとう。鉄格子に戻って。多分次のは迎撃できない弾が来る。
そんな攻撃をどう防ぐんだ。
撃たせません。カノン君練習戦ボブ。
At those words, Cannon closed his eyes tightly and clenched his teeth. Standing at the center, a pressure and impact blasted out that could only be perceived by those not human. Like a force fucking hit, a force body blow.
What? 射撃システムエラー。ダメだ。再起動。あれ
霊波妨害。霊視防護急げ。何をしてるか。早く耳を塞げ。45。
Go. An unseen, unheard impact blasted towards the chest. Resist this. 00 and 410 crouched down, covering their ears, but 45 didn't make it in time. Still standing bolt upright, her eyes rolled inside her head. Oops.
45損傷。コンパイラのエンジンがいっちゃったよ。 きゃ。私もノイズがひどいに。
45410、そして WO 狙撃戦を断念。モロに来た。再起動しないと。
Raising their spirit particles since precision sniping had backfired. They have taken the full brunt of the spirit particle shockwave Shannon had released. Now only 45 would have been hit directly, but also 00 and 410, who had been linked with her, were taken down.
大丈夫ですか？後でまた美味しい紅茶を入れてあげますからね。しっかり。申し訳ございませんであります。再起動をかけます。数百秒ほどお待ちを。
Few hundred seconds. All the Chester sisters collapsed. They would probably get back up eventually, but it looked like they would be hard for them to return to the battle lines for a while.
家具の部分一時的にとはいえ退けますか。なるほど。あの子の面白がる筋書きは実に大番狂わせが多いこと。
She's saying that this is all Beatrice's. Another clue, guys, that this is all farce that Beatrice is making up. This is a story she's telling. That child is Beatrice. Virgilia told the air with a large motion as though opening the door.
さあさあおいでなさい。お仕事の時間ですよ。脱走者たちを殺して捕らえなさい。死体でいいのですよ。どうせ蘇生できるし。
Three more Billy Goat gruffs. A gold-colored door appeared open in the air, and countless giant goats with muscular bodies picked their faces out.
さあさあ急ぎなさい。脱走者は5人いるから5等賞までの早い者勝ち。素敵なご褒美がありますよ。さあさあ頑張って頑張って。
Virgilia clapped her hands, urging them on. A prize? Glancing at each other with those words, the goats rushed to the door at once, trying to get out, making the exit a tight squeeze as the trains during the commuter rush. Each wanted to get out of place, so none of them could get out. That's just fucking idiots. Virgilia held her head in frustration. Dumb buddies. That time Cannon had managed to cut just enough bars to make a gap that could be sent through. Proved a bit of work for Krauss, large as he was, and Nanjo's face was nearly his downfall, but even so, they all managed to make it through. But the relief of getting through was short-lived. Immediately, another set of metal bars blocked the way in front of them.
厳重ね。よっぽどここの人を逃がしたくなかったんでしょうね。
カノン、すまんがもう一度頼む。辛いだろうが頼む。
There was sweat on Cannon's forehead. You could tell at a glance that cutting the metal bars would have been made even more solid by magic, exhausting him considerably.
はいお任せを旦那様。
お前にしかできん。どうか頼む。
Only he could do it. Holding tightly onto those words, Cannon concentrated his mind again and once more set himself to the task of cutting the bars.
後方敵が来ます。複数。
ええ、今度は私たちにもわかるわ。すごい地響きね。とんでもない化け物が殺到してくるのがわかるわ。
ご安心を。今抜けた鉄格子を私が魔法城で封鎖します。ヤギたちごときには破れません。
Shannon held her hand out towards the bars that they had come through, but she stopped right away.
どうかしました。
ワルギリア様が霊波妨害の中和を開始。破られるとまずい。シエスタ姉妹の再起動後のイニシアチブを奪われます。
可愛いウサギたちをいじめてくれたお菓子はたっぷりとさせていただきますよ。この小賢しい霊視で優位に立とうというなら、それを丸ごと剥ぎ取って私が奪ってあげます。
姉さんは霊波妨害に集中して、あのヤギたちでその鉄格子の隙間は狭すぎる。しばらくは食い止めてくれるはず。
何を言っているかさっぱりだの。
だいぶヤバいってことだけは理解できたわ。
TVA picked up a metal bar that Cannon had just cut. Krauss had no weapon, but he rubbed his fist, and the two of them cleared into the depths of the underground passages where the shaking was coming from.
この鉄格子で遮るものはおしまいのはずだ。ここから屋敷までどのくらいあるんです？かなり歩く。道は平坦だが30分は歩いた気がする。
全力疾走ならその半分ってことだ。
I couldn't tell for sure since they didn't have the three-sided mirror, but there was no guarantee that George and Jessica could hold out against demon opponents for all that time.
歩く2倍の速度で走れば15分、さらにその2倍で走れば8分を切るわ。
さらにその倍の全力疾走なら5分かかる。もったいない。むちゃくちゃな計算ですですがカジマの計算式はそういうものです。
They do tend to be that way, they do. Yes, they do.
申し訳ございません。あとを頼みます。
任せたまえ。カノンは1秒でも早く鉄格子を。シャノンはワルギリアとかいう魔女への妨害に専念したまえ。追っては私とキリエさんで防ぐ。
What's Nanja gonna do? Look pretty in the corner? Who's talking here? I guess Kraus? Then the rows of beasts sprang out from the darkness, and numerous fiery, glowing, red, bright eyes appeared. The goats rushing towards them with thunderous force for several levels, more massive than the gods had been. The tremors they created were almost like an earthquake. The power and terror was tremendous, but Kyrie instead laughed with relief. Those massive bodies wouldn't be able to go through the gap in the glass. A group of goats crashed into the metal bars with a terrific sound like that of a train colliding with a dead end. Clumps of dust fell here and there from the ceiling and everywhere from the ceiling. You could tell that the metal bars had buckled inwards. Most of their charge must have been no different from a train. If the metal bars hadn't been there, they would undoubtedly have swallowed the five of them up and crushed them in an instant. When the group of goats pressed against the metal bars, they realized that the five were right in front of them. They let out a terrible howl, trying to intimidate the five. Although it was hard to tell whether that was really intimidation or because of the pain from being pushed and moved and shoved. One calm goat among them figured out that it just needed to do something about the metal bars. He grabbed two of them with his massive arms and began bending them as though opening double drawers. Kyrie sharply jabbed her metal pole at that goat's vitals. The goat let out a roar of anguish. And he probably heard a lot, but that was all. It wasn't enough to bring it down.
クラスさん
Still putting him stuck in metal pole, Kyrie relinquished the opposite tip to Kraus. There we go. Kraus landed with all his might, leapt into the air and kicked with all of his weight and kicking power combined. All that destructive power was focused on a single pole. Drilling gets in! Drilling gets in, I say! He's dead.
大丈夫ですかな。幹部は揉まないように。お薬は後で処方しましょう。お大事に。
He's talking to the goats? He is! Okay, so that's what Nandra's doing, talking that shit. My man. As the goats who had taken a pile bunker to his vitals by the tear eyes, it did nodded his head.
私たちのリンクも結構いけるじゃない。シャノンちゃんたちには負けられないわ。
当然じゃないか。私たちは仲良し一族だからね。
二人がかりでならいけるわ。次、右側のあいつ。
了解だ。いい嫁さんじゃないか。ルドルフ、少し愚痴が多かったんじゃないか。
へえ、後で聞かせてもらうわ。ルドルフさん、天国で青くなっても手遅れよ。
This is George's skin. The goat's massive body sank into the rose bush. Even taking into account that leg's power is 3 times that of an arm's, this strength surpassed common sense. That massive body, flying up and through the air from being kicked in the chin, it was too epic. Even George seemed a little surprised.
僕の蹴りが化け物にも通用したとはね。驚きだよ。
あんたの反撃特化結界のせいよ。ブレイズした攻撃力をそのまま自らで上乗せしてる。あんたの蹴りにはその化け物どもの怪力が加算されてるの。
へえ。
Pretty convenient, right?
よくわからないけど僕にぴったりじゃないか。誰であろうとも攻撃してくるなら等しい反撃を覚悟してもらう。専守防衛、僕のポリシーそのものだ。
That's why Gap couldn't easily touch him. The counter-attacking type barrier had no defensive power. However, because of the counter-attacking characteristic, It can be useful in defense by making the opponent hesitate to attack. It goes for foolish, so he attack without rearing, but the effect was being realized as fool against God.
こいつらは単調だね。パワーが互角であるならば小柄な方が有利だ。
He lightly dodged the log-like arm. When that arm touched the barrier that protected George, it let off a strong red light, and the tip of the footsteps counter-attack and gained the same shine, and the superhuman power of the goat was added to George's own. The second goat fell forwards and floated in the air for an instant. Then George's next roundhouse kick missed right over the falling goat's head. For an instant, the goat hoped to get away with his life. But no! A heel was dropped into the back of his head and is forced to kiss the ground.
上段回し蹴りからの練りチャギは基本だろ。たまにやると結構当たるよ。
こいつ厄介だわ。
A big
マ
problem.
ジで厄介だわ。
A huge problem.
何が悪魔だ、何が魔女だ。六軒島の主人はこの後ろ宮家だよ。それを体で教えてやるよ。
こいつ
Only way to finish off George now that his body was wrapped up in a counter-attacking type area was to not allow him to counter-attack. Next time she sucked him into the abyss, she would have to kick and drop him, kick and drop him, kick and drop him. Until she kicked him to death and dropped him to death. But George had already perfected reading the faint warning signs that told of the appearance of Cap's pitfalls. If he managed to jump over that next pit, then his time, he would probably pulverize Cap's head. This whirlwind-like kick without holding back in the slightest. Just as it had been done to his parents. She was able to envision that scene vividly. It was far too late now, but Gap has Kinzo all the same for calling her out to this ridiculous island. Whenever he finally started using both of his hands to form a shield, without a more powerful shield, he wouldn't be able to completely block Jessica's fists anymore. The enchantment on Jessica's fist grew the more she fought. The permeation of grid had already stacked several times. And those fists had also been given an impact upgrade, a piercing upgrade, and a speed upgrade, making them fist worthy to fight on par with a demon. Just keeps powering up, what the huh?
どうしたよ。へばってきたんじゃねえのかよ。動きが鈍ってきてるぜ。
いいえ、ジェシカ様の動きと思考、動体視力が飛躍的にエンチャントされているのです。私の動きは最初から変わっていませんよ。あなたの動きが私を捉えつつあるのです。
それでも反撃はしねえわけか。
これが私のこだわりですので。しかしこのままというわけにもいきません。そろそろ本気で終わりにさせてもらいます。
Nobody's face turned into an expression he had never shown before. It was truly demonic, and to Jessica's eyes, full of respect. As it was an expression only shown to the enemy strong enough to make him get serious.
なんだこれ。
The whole body gesture that you couldn't call elegant, Ronobe set up a shield with all of his strength, the size and thickness of a wall. Its sturdiness was nothing like a shield. It was literally a wall. And on top of that, with all of Ronobe's magic power, it pushed Jessica back bit by bit. You plan on pushing her back against the wall and crushing her to death? Uh-oh. Can't fight through that, right? Jessica tried to break through the wall with both fists, but it was solid. Without any exaggeration, it was solid.
これがお前の本気かよ。上等だぜ。打ち砕いてやる。
今度はそうはさせませんよ。この壁は一味違います。どれ、私もエンチャントさせていただきましょう。
Enchanted wall. One of them made magic signs with his fingers, almost like a ninja. The wall glowed red for an instant and became imbued with some kind of ominous power. Almost immediately, Jessica also gained a first-hand understanding of this. Every time she pounded her fists against the wall, pin rebounded upon her as though glass fragments had scattered and hit all over her body. Ouch. So it's It's like a poison needle wall, basically. Every time she punches it, bam, sticks into her fingers.
攻撃反応装甲を付与させていただきました。ジェシカ様の攻撃を相殺することで威力を減退させ、のみならず反応破片で反撃までできる優れもの。殴り続けるのは大いに結構ですが。
You probably don't want to keep punching it like that. Or laughing like you're crazy like that.
つまりお前の壁と私の我慢比べってことかよ。上等だ。
ジェシカ様が膝をつくのが先か。見物させていただきましょう。
打ち破ってこの壁ごとお前の横っ面をぶっ飛ばす方が先かもな。見てやがれ。
They're supposed to be lasting like at least 5 minutes longer. 5 minutes past the point that Cannon can break through the metal bars down below, so they gotta last 5 minutes here at least, at the very least. If she lasts 5 minutes in this fucking predicament, let's see. Without hesitation, Jessica slammed both fists into the wall. Each time she did, a large amount of shards scattered, tormenting her body all over. Countless red cuts soon appeared all over her body. She grimaced at the intense pain, but her eyes were burning with fighting spirit, and her lips curved into a grin exactly the opposite of the pain.
カノン、まだかな。私たちは平気だ。
It's not 5 minutes yet, but he still has not broken the bars yet.
もう少しです。
こいつらキリがないわ。おしくらまんじゅうだけで鉄格子を破りかねない。
The metal bars creaked under the strain of the group of goats. Several arms grabbed the bars, twisting them with superhuman strength. However, some bars were being pulled in opposite directions by different hands. Apparently, they were really stupid. The way these countless hands grabbing metal bars happened to match up by chance. Several hands grasping 2 metal bars immediately pulled their power together and pulled the bars to the left and right, creating an opening. The incredible sound of metal bending could be heard, and that gap was getting larger by bit by bit. They attacked the arms of those goats one by one, but they weren't getting anywhere. They couldn't stop the gap from expanding left and right. A loud metallic sound came from behind them. Kenan had finally finished cutting.
早く。
キリエさん、レディーファーストだ。
Lady Fisto.
南條先生も続いて。
Betty second.
旦那様、ここは僕に任せてください。
Kenan's red sword, with which he had cut the metal bars, disappeared. He spent all his magical power.
ごめん、ワルギリア様の霊視線影響下に入った。私たちの魔力が中和されてる。
よくも大魔女と呼ばれた私にここまで抗ったものです。もはやその地下道ではあなたたちの魔法は使えませんよ。
Magic cycle, Column drew complex magical formulae around Virgilia. With such full-fledged magic being used, Shannon's power couldn't even compete. On the contrary, it was surprising that she understood as much as she had.
霊視優勢を確保。さあシエスタ姉妹、今度こそあなたたちの出番ですよ。ってまだ再起動してるんです。なんで最近の子は寝起きが悪いの。申し訳ありませんであります。私たち全員バージョンが違ってて。
なんでバージョン変わるたびにショートカットのプルダウンがしっちゃかめっちゃかになるに。前回不正な終了がありました。管理者権限？何これわけわかんない。
I know them feelings.
早く直して。
この得体トラブルシュートにコール。何？ユーザーコードがないと教えない？
ユーザーコードは45が管理してるんよ。
Oops.
9999にしか聞こえん。紙に書かせろ。
弁護支援システム再起動できてないから文字も書けないに。
Did I? Okay.
お前たちは
Say
ゆ
to
っ
fuck
くり
these
修
girls
理
up.
していな
Let me
さい。
see.
私が行ってきます。
めんなさい。
They were underground passages packed with goats, really like a commuter train in the morning. Virgilia was again in disbelief at this congestion.
何をやってるんですか？ご褒美が欲しいから一番乗りがしたい。他のヤギにご褒美を奪われたくないから。じゃあ
That's funny.
このおバカヤギたちが、私が行きますから道を開けなさい。何？嫌ですって？ワルギリア様がご褒美を奪うつもりだ。なんでスクラム組んでるんですか？きつい、狭い。いつからここはヤギ専用車両に？今お尻触った子、次の駅で降りなさい。何あなた、こっちへ来いって。
Five people in Grouse's group dashed through the passageway with all their strength. They couldn't afford to dawdle around on the ground. They had to quickly join up with the children on the surface. I think one of those goat boys had a shortcut from Virgilia, so they might be in for a rude awakening pretty quick. And once everyone was together, there would no longer be anything to fear. Just then, a terrible rumble started closing in from behind. Had the pursuers finally made it through the bars? They couldn't see anyone when they turned around. That rumble and the dirt falling here and there from the ceiling grew closer and closer. Finally catching up with them and even going past them. It felt almost like they had been passed by ghosts. The instant after they thought that nothing had happened, the ceiling in front of them fell in and a single goat stood in their path. What the hell? What did he do? They went up somehow. Is there another shaft up above them somewhere? Virgilia was sitting on the shoulder.
賢い子が近道を知っていました。偉い子ですね。一等賞ですよ。後で手作りのサバのカレー煮をご馳走してあげますよ。
Maybe he was really happy to receive such a dubious prize. The massive goat showed his joy by putting his hands together and wiggling. Like, Virgilia leapt down, laughing that it now was finally checkmate. Checkmate, bitches!
ダメだ。魔力が完全に殺されてる。
まだよ。魔法がなくても私たちにはまだこの体がある。
無茶だ。あんな化け物にあの不思議な力がなくて戦えるわけがない。子供たちは下がっていたまえ。私が何とかするから、その隙にあの化け物の両脇を駆け抜けるんだ。
させませんよ。
Uh-oh. Jillian clapped her hands and a purple magic barrier hit him kinda. Jillian even the faint hope the Krause had been betting on.
ドンジ、キュースか。いや、まだだ。ジェシカも戦った。私が戦わんわけにはいかん。
本気なの？無理よ、あんな巨大な化け物に。
I mean, 5 versus 1, you guys can probably take him, I think. Especially Nanjo using his girth, right? Run full speed into that motherfucker. He's gonna have to do something about it, right? Move that fucking massive mass.
クラウスさん、他の方法を考えましょう。思いついたら提案してくれたまえ。それまでも私が何とかするしかないようだ。
There you go.
さあ、
Head of the fucking family.
下がりたまえ。
気をつけて。おやおや、クラウス、あなた一人でこの子と戦うつもりですか
？I got your number, bitch. I got your number right here, bitch.
戦いにはまぐれあたりの一発だってあり得る。
Famous last words said by everybody that lost the fight. I'm about to get a lucky punch in, don't worry. Oh. Down in one fucking hit.
まぐれでも勝てるつもりとお思いですか？身の程知らずのあなたのために。
何？
What?
あなたが 100% の力を発揮したとして、あなたの戦闘力はせいぜい6。 対してこの子の戦闘力は1000。
Over 1,000? Is your scouter broken?
つまりあなたが100人束になっても絶対に勝てないということです。
Do the math for us, guys.
まあ確かに戦いには不確定要素もあります。その戦闘力に多少の倍率がかかることも認めましょう。しかしそれでもあなたがこの子を倒せる確率は 0.00001% というところでしょうか。お分かりかしら。あなたには万に一つの勝ち目もないということで
Man,
す。
it's going up now. The Gilly and the Goat fought together.
くそ、毎日ということは配当は1万倍ということではないかね。いい大穴だ。そういう馬券は好きだよ。買いたくなる。
He does like making bad business decisions, making bad investments, making bets on long horses, basically. So it's right up his alley, right? Likes to waste money like that. Shouldn't have told him that. He's all about the fucking long shot.
それを買うコインはあなたの命1枚しかありませんよ。しかしそれでもその奇跡に運命を託したいというあなたの気持ちよくわかります。ですので恐れずに立ち向かうあなたの勇気をたたえ一つハンデを差し上げましょう。この子は左腕一本で戦います。
It's going up and up, isn't it?
まあそれでもあなたに負ける気は全くしませんが、それにしても何かしら。
Does she hear it too? She hears it too.
よかろう。その勝負受けて立ってやる。左腕だろうとなんだろうと、どうせ私は一撃で殺されるだろう。私のチャンスもまた一撃しかないのだ。それに全てかけるしかあるまい。
むちゃくちゃだクラウスさん。あんたがボクシングをやってたことは知っているが、それでも大学時代のは
I used to be a boxer, okay.
いやいや、仮にプロのボクサーがいたとしてもあんな化け物一撃で倒せるはずもない。
Yeah, don't knock until you try it here. Let me fix this real quick. There you go. That's better now. No, I didn't say anything. Okay.
リングの上での試合なら確かにね。でもクラウス兄さんが望みをかけるチャンスがわずかだけどあるわ。
We ain't fighting in the ring. We fighting in the streets, bitch. Let's go.
彼はそれに全て望みをかけている。
Knock you out, fuck. Knock you out real quick.
まさか。しかしそんなのうまくいくわけがない。
旦那様。
見ていろ。一撃で決めてやる。
What's he gonna do? How unwise. I know what you're gunning for. The distance between the two of them was more than 100 meters. The goat and the crowds both step in, but they all just settle the fight with a single blow. The power doubled and on. Both got together, so it'll be a relative 4 times normal. Even if on top of that, the striking records land on the weak point for a critical hit, that will only double the power. So crosses maximum power level 6 times 8, cap out to 48 at most. He might just barely be able to win if he completed that lucky shot about 20 times. That point time? Oh, you're killed every time you take a hit and your damage still accumulates. Let's see, perhaps you can finally win when you get to episode 2. We're going this series can stretch us how long? Either way, you don't even have the slightest chance of victory. Okay. Good gracious, what is that bing bong I keep hearing?
私も一撃に全てをかけ
He's
させてい
storing
る。
his power up a little bit, looks like. Pardon me.
ヤギ君を遠慮することはない。本気で来たまえ。
全力を要望ですよ。本気の一撃で粉砕し肉片に変えてやりなさいな。
As the goat got excited and beat his chest over and over and took a position and still preparing for a sprint. Ho 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 ho. That's what you were hoping for? Stake your hopes up to your greatest power level and despair even when that doesn't reach it at all. It pinged again. I think it's really getting on my nerves. What is it? What the hell is it? I don't think A's gonna do it, buddy. You're gonna do a little bit more than 8. Go Roy didn't respond. Standing with a mashed timing that only the men confronting each other could comprehend. Two leapt forward like bullets shot out of a gun. Men howled, collecting the strength from all over the bodies into one arm each. The goat's fiery glowing eyes, fiery glowing eyes, clearly locked onto Krause's face. You can perfectly see a vision of when he can step forwards. He would punch through Krause's blow his way. And when he would achieve his total victory, he's 8 now, or 9, 10. Long painful days before delay drifted through the dude's mind. The hot days of training where his senpais had picked on him. Blank glimpses of the senpais who weren't concerned during those days. Senpai? Guys, why are you here? Enjoyed that day when his power had been acknowledged, and he had been accepted as one of the team. That's awesome. They were probably respecting my parents. That's right, I'd actually planned on washing my hands of this business when the job was over. Fucking red flags over here, dude. That's right, he got some death flags going on. He's had a flashbacks about how respected he was back in the Go Boy Academy. How he respected his senpais, the 7 Purgatory Sisters. Now he's saying, oh, I was going to quit. This is my last job here. I was going to go return to my hometown after this job. This is my one last job before I do it. And then he's going to talk about his wife, who's pregnant with his fucking kid, probably. Maybe. Let's see. Sorry, my little ghost sister, Yonicha. Gosh, she does with trouble. What? Oh, there it is. There's a red flag. And I actually have a childhood friend going to marry her when I go home. Oh my god. All these fucking death flags. Loser flags, there you go. So it's gonna be like 20 times 4 now at this point. 20, or maybe 20 to the 4th power, I'm not even sure which way it is. So it's gonna be above the power that he has at that point. It happened an instant before the two crashed and their punches crossed.
愚かね、ワルギリア。冷静な判断を欠いたように。そのパンチを受けてはなりません。弾きなさい。
The Goat Butler? There he is, the goat's left straight, and Krause's right straight crossed. The goat obeyed Vidalia's order with super fast suplex and pulled back his straight, deflecting Krause's punch. Yes, Vigilia's decision is probably wise. After all, the number of loser flag seconds multiply on the opponent's power level.
危ないところでした。
Oh, God.
こんな負けフラグ立てまくりの状態で食らっていたら、どれほどの威力に倍率がかかっていたことか。そこでガラ空きの右側面に右ストレートを叩き込んでやりなさい。何？左腕一本で戦う約束？約束は破るためにあるのでしょうが。
Now you fucked up because you lied. So there's gonna be more righteous power on the fucking Krause side at this point. This is what happens. Yep.
失望よ、ワルギリア。あなたはやはり冷静を欠いていたわ。なんですって。直前に気づいて避けさせた私のどこが冷静でないと。
どうしてですか、キリエ様。あのまま激突していたら旦那様の勝ちだったのでは。
そうか。負けフラグの数が20でもまだ足りないんだ。
Krause and the Goat's double rush made it ×4. With a miracle on their side, the firm promise of a critical hit would double it again for ×8. On top of that, the multiplier on 28 equal to the number of trip loser flags applies, making it 160. The glass looks like an incredible amplification, even so, Krause's power level is 6. Even multiplied by 160, it only makes for a power level of 960. It's a fraction below the Goat's 1000.
だから冷静じゃないと言ったのよ。あなた失敗したわ。そのまま激突していればあなたの勝ちだったのよ。たとえ そうだったとしても、この右ストレートでクラウスの頭を砕けば同じ
Maybe
こ
doesn't
と。
counter hit.
死ね、後ろ宮クラウス。
食らいたまえ、ボクシング界
There you go.
最強の一撃を。
Having affected Krause's right straight. Gold's on right straight. Low stand on the right side of Krause's face with the left open. But there, it crosses left straight from Krause. The cross counter, baby. Two punches crossed and time stopped as each aimed for the face of the other.
まさかこのタイミングで相打ちに持ってくるとは。しかし戦闘力は160倍止まりで960。うちの子の1000には及びませんでしたよ。
いや、ワルギリアさん、あんたの負けだ。
どうして？
あんた最初のクロスカウンターを弾かせちまった。確かにその次に繰り出した右ストレートが当たればクラウスさんは粉々にされていただろう。しかしそいつをクロスされてしまった。こりゃダメだ。悪いがあんたんとこのヤギさんの乾杯だよ。
Cross counter has 4 times the destructive power. This is common knowledge in boxing. And if that's deflected, then the right straight hits. Then the double cross counter has 8 times the destructive power. These fucking numbers coming from, dude. Is this Hajime no Ippo? What's going on? Is this Megalo boxing? This is also common knowledge in boxing. If that is crossed, by the principle of leverage, the triple cross, that multiplies the destructive power by 12. It's also painfully common knowledge in the world of boxing.
クラウスさんの戦闘力は6。
Wow.
双方2倍の踏み込
A
みで
double
4倍
multiplier on both sides for rushing in, making it times 4.
クリティカルヒット
The
で
critical hit
8
makes it
倍。
times 8.
負けフラグ
Up
の
to
立てすぎ
160 times
で
for chipping too many useful
160倍。
flags.
そしてトリプルクロスカウンターでさらに12倍。
So we're looking at over 10,000 power, whatever this is.
1920倍。
1,100. I was close. Over 10,000. Power level of 11,520. It's over 9,000! Over 9,000! The Krause's power punch. Power of the punch. Now that they had the power to easily win that Budokai tournament.
これは勝利を最後ま
Budokai.
で
They even
諦
said
め
it.
なかったクラウスさ
Budokai.
ん
Dragon
の
Ball
執
reference
念
directly.
あんたの慢心が招いた
It's
結果
over
だ。
9,000! Oh my God. And by your conceit.
どちらが欠けてもこの威力にはならなかった。あんたよく戦ったよ。もう倒れてもいいんだぞ。
Nanjo patted the goat on the shoulder. Why is he so nice with the goats? Oni-chan gave it his all. As the sparkling drops from the goat side scattered, he softly toppled backwards. And flattened Virgilia like a pancake. Oh man.
うぎゃー、重い。どきなさい。
The goat's massive body was too heavy for the slender Virgilia. She floundered around while on top of her, and it didn't look like she would be able to escape. In that instant, the barrier Virgilia had sealed broke.
悪く思うな。
So this is definitely have to be. This definitely is not occurring in real life, guys. Like, you know, this is fucking. This is total farce. And this even. It's funny now at this point. It's so fake. It's funny.
テコの原理を侮ったのが君の敗因だ。
どうしてあのカウンターでテコの原理が働くのかしらね。永遠の謎だわ。
今のうちに逃げましょう。ヤギさんもお大事に。
それでは失礼します、ワルギリア様。
ペコリ
He says bow instead of actually bowing.
待ちなさい。これ溶けて。ガブガブガブガブガブガブ。
She becomes like a total like comedy character in episode 4. It's nothing more to block their way. They ran through the underground passage with single-minded purpose. I don't like the wind. Virgilia. Jessica had finally been cornered with the wall at her back. Ornove's magic barrier was advancing bit by bit and would probably crush her against the wall before long. Considering the distance, this would be a final strike, the final throw of her Iron Fist. So that was Dragon Ball. This is now Tekken Iron Fist tournament right here. Jessica had dealt out many punches so far. And the other woman's Naruto. We've already established that because she's doing all the hand signs and shit. Or no, that was Ronove, my bad. They're both Naruto a little bit. Wall wasn't invincible. It already started to crack, and it wouldn't be strange for it to smash at any moment. However, due to the rebounding damage, Jessica herself was in very bad shape, with cuts all over her body.
もうおよしなさい。あなたを押しつぶすつもりはありません。あなたの処遇は親方様が決めますからね。しかし、ジェシカ様のナイスファイトは私からも特に申し上げるつもりですよ。
ナイスファイト。
ふざけるんじゃねえぜ。まだだ。まだ終わっちゃいねえぜ。
あなたは満身創痍。立っているのもやっとではありませんか。あなたは最後の一撃に全ての力を込めるつもりでいるようだ。しかしその最後の一撃はむしろあなたにとって命取りになりますよ。
Damage inflicted by Ronove's magic barrier was proportional to the strength of the attack. Jessica's all-out punch would be bounced back onto her. The more all-out she went, the more suicidal it would be for her.
分かってるぜ。そんなことはよ。
警告します。もうおやめなさい。それがあなたのためです。
強がるなよ。お前の壁がもう破れかかってるんだろ。殴ってきた私には手応えで分かってるんだぜ。
That was a fact. Ronove's wall was already on the verge of breaking. On top of that, Jessica's fist had been imbued with an unimaginable magical power, attack power by now, and their destructive power defied the imagination. If she wasn't careful, that destructive power might pierce the defensive wall, smash Ronove at will, and then go on to expand the size of her bedroom by connecting it to the room next door. However, that damage would be out on Jessica as well. She wouldn't escape unharmed.
もう一度だけ言います。おやめなさい。あなたのためを思って言っています。
やかましいぜ。覚悟しやがれ。
So your never give up attitude's gonna kill her at this point. Jessica howled, pulling all her strength and her last and greatest destructive power into her fist. She roared. She roared and she howled like a man animal. Now kill yourself, girl. We're gonna flip back to George real quick. Here we go. The flamenco dance in George. The three goats had been beaten down long ago. Without a single ragged breath, George cautiously closed the distance between him and Gap. He was after her. He was planning on bringing her down with a single strike. Gap was also aiming for a single strike. If she let that chance slide this time, she would be killed.
落とし穴は使わないのかい？
Over here talking that shit still. You stopped talking shit and started kicking her ass. Let's go. Even a tiny moment of weakness during the time it took to open the hole would prove fatal against George now. Gap cautiously calculated the distance and timing, but even as she did, George closed the gap between them.
来ないなら行くよ。
And stop dilly-dallying around, George. Let's go.
来な
This
さ
shit
い。
done.
今さら小細工も何もないわ。私のこの蹴りで蹴っ。
I don't know about that. The instant she noticed George's body blur, only his jacket was floating in the air. A short sound of realization entered her mind, and in that instant, darkness covered her. What did he fucking rip off the jacket and like make it as a decoy? Or he snuck up behind her and kick her ass? Oh shit, okay. George with his heels swung up high, looked even like a massive dragon attacking from the sky.
かかったわね。これで私の勝ちよ。
He's up in the air, he can't stop himself now. And she's waiting for him down below. Gap opened up a vast pit with her in the center and swallowed up George along with herself. So she traps herself to trap George, basically. He's up in the air, he's falling down towards her, he can't stop himself. The two was swallowed up by the pits and spat out from the ceiling of the Ava. But that was what Gap was been after, so she alone landed lightly. There was another pit in George's landing spot. Oh, so okay. Oh shit. She's gonna make him fall endlessly? That's awesome use of the power. I've done that in Portal a lot. You put two portals, you put the orange portal one place, where it's like right below the blue portal up above, and then you fire the blue portal. Before you put it up above, you fire the blue portal somewhere where it traps somebody and falls in, and the thing falls out of the orange portal, then you put the blue portal real quick up top. So then it starts falling down and it goes another it never stops. It keeps falling down. That's what she's gonna do here, it looks like. There was another pin in George's landing spot.
もらったわ後ろ宮ジョージ面白かったわよ死になさい
It's been fun, die now.
あんたみたいな上等後ろ宮家
Oh,
の
okay,
後
what
ろ
the
って
hell?
もったいない
That
わ
was a little typo, isn't it? That would have been a cool sentence if she just said, "It's been fun, die now." See you later, die. It would be a waste for someone that's going to shoot the end up as Ushiri your family head.
今この場で私が食ってあげる
Wow. That's a backhanded compliment, right? No, you're too good for the Ushiri, so let me kill you right now. George once again fell from the ceiling of the Ava. He had probably been dropped the same distance as falling off the roof of a two-story building. In midair, he can control his posture in any way. It was impossible to resist or defend or avoid. Scap spun like a whirlwind. She concentrated all of her energy on the sharp tip of a stiletto heel. This was the final strike. The final countdown. To perform his requiem. Queen's B final strike. That bore into heaven, knocking him down into the true abyss.
ようこそ奈落へここがあんたの終着点よ
Taste the abyss, bitch! Her prey captured in their sight, she launched her foot up into the sky. Up to the sky! It was then that she saw George's face. Even though he was in midair, he had calmly adjusted his glasses with the middle finger of his left hand. I'm sorry, middle finger. He's going like this, basically. Okay. And his posture was still preserved as that of an ass kick. Aiming for Gap's forehead without the faintest deviation.
君がその手に出ることは想定済みだったよ。
I saw that shit in advance, bitch!
僕が地上の君に飛びかかとを食らわせるために飛んでいたなら僕の姿勢はとっくに崩れていただろうさ。しかし僕の姿勢はいささかも
he
崩れない。
was trying to hit her in the midair because he figured that she would use the fucking portal for him. So he never tried to hit her on the ground, he tried to hit her in the midair after he came out of the portal. Okay.
なぜかわかるかい？
I saw you 3 moves in advance, bitch!
僕は初めから数フロア下の君にかかとを食らわせるつもりで飛んでいる。君の負けだ、お嬢さん。
Where's Miss A?
ピンポン
Bing bong. Jessica's last and strongest punch upwards reached the wall and was sucked in. It was sucked into the black large hole that had suddenly opened in the wall. Oh, I know what just happened. Oh, you guys know what just happened? Let's keep reading.
だからおやめなさいと忠告したのに。
It's playing dirty, Gap. It's playing very dirty. You know what just happened there, guys? Yeah. Very dirty.
実は 全然ピンチでもなんでもなかったの。ごめんなさいね。
Jessica's fist is gone for George's stomach, and George's axe kick had lined up on Jessica's head. A shocking destructive power imbued in Jessica's fist crushed George's organs and scattered his abdomen. Ouch! The equally as shocking destructive power in George's axe kick smashed half of Jessica's head, scattered its contents in the same manner. Ouch, ouch.
だって魔女は演技力なんでしょう。ねえねえリーチェ、どうよ、見ててくれたかしら。
No, she liked what she saw. Yeah, well, that's a yes.
やるな、筋書き通り。やっぱガープは分かってるじゃん。イエーイ。
Yay! Yaddle and Gap gave each other a light high five.
ありがとうロノウェイ。こっちで美味しくいただけた。ジェシカの死体はそっちに返すわ。二人で寄り添う死体を引き離す。これで第二の晩はできる。
Damn! They done killed the two kids and made it a Twilight fucking thing. God damn. Not bad. Cap dropped Jessica's corpse to a pit and chucked all the chunks of meat, too, into Jessica's room. Scarcely has thrown them into the trash. Jessica's corpse and lumps of flesh fell from the ceiling and poured out all over the room. Runaway shook his head slightly at this all too gruesome change.
申し訳ございません。ジェシカさん、ご忠告を申し上げたの
He
で
sure
す。
did. You better stop.
もっともこの結末を予見し聞き入れないと分かっている忠告を重ねる悪魔の醍醐味は人間には分からないでしょうがね。
本当に面白かったわ坊や。でもあんたちょっと言葉遊びが過ぎるわね。そろそろ反撃してもいいかな。
I told you.
最高傑作。
If he could kill her, he should have killed her those 3 times that he had the chance to. But now, he'll never get a chance to. Because that's just George being stupid. Doesn't think things through, right?
あなたどこかのラノベか何かにかぶれすぎよ。
Burn. In the album, brutally decorated by George and Jessica's scattered blood and guts. Gap enjoyed a loud laugh for a while. A loud ass laugh, as she deserved. But she quickly realized that in all seriousness, this was a little too filthy and undignified, and she snapped her fingers. Then she fixed his body. As she did, gold butterflies rose up from the ground all around the garden. Stuck to each of the bits of stained patches of blood and got them out. Then bit by bit, she slowly turned back into George's corpse. Oh, okay. And the awful corpse with its guts splattered out was prepared into a clean corpse that looked like he was sleeping. Sent some kind of post-mortem sportsmanship towards a good opponent. That's too much more than he deserves, I think, at that point. He's being a dumbass, being a braggart, being arrogant the entire fight. Didn't even see this shit coming. I got you, checkmated, bitch. No, you didn't. Didn't even see that shit coming. The evidence was slowly split. Because Cap had lifted a leg high into the air, pointing at the sky.
じゃあね、色男。これが本当の。
It's funny because it's true, he really killed Jessica there. That's why it's so funny. Swish. Well, Trace of Mercy, that foot was brought down. So she revived the corpse just so she could be the one to kill him instead of Jessica doing it with her fist. And buried into George's forehead. Her metal heel sharpened the weapon and was paled through George's forehead. She pulled it out with a blow warp. It was like a mark of proof that Gap had indeed finished him by her own hand. No satisfaction to Jessica for killing somebody. She wanted that kill. Oh, look at my camera. Oh. Okay, stop doing it. Roanoke returned Jessica's corpse to its original form as well. And unlike how it had been done with George, he also restored Jessica's life. Whoa, what? She's up. She's back. I mean, this is all a dream. This is not happening. So yeah, it's a dream. It's all fake.
いいえ、違います。ジェシカ様は確かにお亡くなりになりました。最後の瞬間の記憶をよくご存知のはずだ。
It's burned to the back of Jessica's mind. For some reason, she remembered being thrown somewhere and that her head had been smashed by George's heel.
私は。
いいえ、死んでいます。私の魔法でほんの3分ほどそれを先送りにしているに過ぎません。3分が過ぎれば魔法が終わり、あなたは無残な頭部半壊の死体に戻ります。
Aren't you gonna get to say goodbye to Canon?
だと。
へへ。
死は残酷です。多くの場合、心の整理さえ与えない。しかし私はここまで検討したあなたをたたえ、その時間を与えることにしました。その3分間でこの世の未練をよく整理されるといいでしょう。
It's a real G. It's not Genji, but it's a real G. I don't think so. The burning power that had been burning inside Jessica's burning body was now completely lost. She stopped burning. Jessica was aware of that herself. She was already dead.
それでは私はこれにて失礼いたします。楽しかったですよ、ジェシカさん。
Bruno returned his phone to a cloud of gold butterflies and disappeared. All that remained was the sound of the wind, the rain, and the figure of Jessica crouching down against the wall. Jessica realized, after 3 minutes, she would probably revert to the corpse she had been. In those 3 minutes, was there anything she could do? She stood up and, with a shaky gait, took the phone that was on the desk. Ain't nobody in that fucking, Oh, she's calling the guest house, okay.
もしもし。
It's in Battler, she's calling. So remember, guys, this is actually happening. Battler is hearing these words through the phone. And apparently somebody's telling Jessica to tell Battler that she's dead and she only has 3 minutes left to live.
ジェシカか。ジェシカ。
Oops.
どうした？無事か？
やられしまったぜ。
大丈夫か？怪我をしてるのか？今助けに行く。
いや、もう遅いぜ。
Too late for me.
私さ、もう死んでるんだと。
Had the stars, now I have the stripes, guys. Booyah.
バトラーが来た時には、私は頭を半分ぶちまけた死体だよ。
So this doesn't actually mean that magic revived her and made her whole again for 3 minutes so that she can call Battler. It just means that whoever is dressing up as Beatrice told her, you know, in about 3 minutes I'm gonna split your head and make you a corpse. So go ahead and call Battler and tell him that. Which could have been true, you know? You know what actually happened.
そっちに待てろ。今そこに行くからな。
聞けよバトラー。いいか、幸田さんたちがどうして食堂で9人が殺された時のこと。あいつらな、人間じゃねえんだぜ。
あ？何を言ってんだ。
見ちまったんだ。仕方ねえだろ。あいつらさ、ワープしたりバリア張ったりやりたい放題だぜ。どこの漫画だよ、アニメだよ。いや、マジでかなわねえぜ 最初からさ、戦うとかバトラが自慢してた棒仕掛けのやり程度でとてもどうにかなる相手じゃねえぜ。
A line of blood dripped down from Jessica's forehead. Her head was split in twain.
次のテストはバトラだな。お前のテストも私たちと同じになるのかな。用心しろよ。そして間違えるな。
テストか？
違う。敵はどうせ人間だと間違えるなよ。
So that can mean certain things. It doesn't have to mean that they're magical. She doesn't even specifically say they're magical enemies. Just that they're inhumane. Meaning like they kill without, feeling. That could be what she means when she says they're not human. It can mean a lot of different things, really. She's not actually saying that the people I fought were like, magical witches. She did say that they do the fucking teleportation shit though, so that's being fed to her by Beatrice. Hey, what does he say here? The guys, they warp, they set up barriers, all that crap. It's like some manga, some anime. Seriously, we can't deal with that. So yeah, a little bit like that does support that there is magic. At least that's what Jessica believes at the time she dies. And she's being forced to make this phone call to Battler somehow, some way. You can always set up a trick to where somebody will believe in magic before they die, especially before they die, right? Before she's lost a lot of blood, basically. She's delirious, baby. She's desperate. She's trying to get Battler to be scared for some reason, and she might be being fed these lines. So it doesn't mean that what we just were shown is actually what happened. It's definitely not the case, actually. So it's got to be something else that makes sense by what she's saying here. Yeah, I think you gotta come up with some scenario to where what she says makes sense without magic basically being involved. The enemy is not human. I could just say that, well, yeah, the enemy is, an unfeeling bastard that doesn't care about, emotions. They're gonna kill like a fucking clinical goddamn cyborg, basically. Okay, now she says magic. Again, terrifying magic could be a metaphor for something else, though. You never know. And I'm sure that the person dressed up as Beatrice is forcing her to say, you better tell Battler this is all because of magic. Or else I'll kill you even faster and more gruesomely. Or I'll, kill Maria, whatever. Who knows? Watch yourself, Battler. A line of blood dripped down from Jessica's mouth as well. Left half of her head started hurting. Ouch. Jessica realized that she was about to return to the corpse as she had been. And who told her that information, right? Like, how does she know this? She had to be told some of this shit by Beatrice, right? By the person dressed up as Beatrice. But there's her clue right there. Like, she didn't know that before, right? She didn't hear about this shit. Hey, who told her this is second fucking Twilight? Nobody told her. This is what Gap said, and she wasn't even there when Gap said that. So, who told her this shit, right? Well, I like to see that. I like to see Battler actually interact with Beatrice and is not being a dream or is not in the meta world. Because that means that she's actually a real person at that point. And now Battler had no idea what Jessica was saying. She's delirious. But from her tone, he realized that she knew that she was about to die. Yeah, so a lot of this you can just attribute to her being delirious on her deathbed. Like, she's obviously, you know, she's seeing shit right now before she dies. So yeah, oh yeah, there's magic in this world. Yeah, that holds a lot of weight when you're almost about to die, right? When you're delirious and you're not even understanding what you're saying. So there you go. Even though he didn't understand the situation, he urged her to hang on in there. Hang on in there, girl.
私はもう死んでるんだって。
Yeah, that sounds crazy, doesn't it?
じゃあな、時間みたいだ。テスト頑張れよ。お前が当主になれると。
It's like, fuck Maria, who cares about her? Snake? Snake, are you there, Snake? Snake! We got a lot of allusions to a lot of video games and anime just now. The last one was Metal Gear Solid, guys. We had Naruto, we had Dragon Ball, fucking Bleach, I think, was in there a couple times, right? My goodness gracious. This is a great part right here. Episode 7, baby. Episode 7 of, or part 7, I should say, of episode 4. It's fucking awesome. This is day 7, actually. In my VODs, it'll be called something else. It'll probably be called, part, I want to say 13 or 14 in my VODs. We'll see. We'll see which one it comes up with. Then their sorrowful voice can be heard from the dangling receiver, like a dangling participle. Crouching with her back against the adjacent wall, Jessica's hand was half smashed. Not fully smashed though, just half. I can still smell things with my nose.
ここは
Half the things, at least.
これは井戸なのか。ここはど
It's
こ
a
なの
wishing well to kiss and tell. Curious took her face out of the well, and then Krause showed himself too. When you noticed that they could see the back of the mansion beyond the grove of trees, Krause realized more or less where they were. So we now have confirmed the entrance to Kuwadorian, and it's going to be in this well. That's out in the Rose Garden somewhere, basically, beyond the a grove of trees beyond the mansion. So they're climbing out of the fucking well here. So that's one of the entrances to the fucking Kuwadorian hidden mansion place. At least the I guess the dungeon area, at least, right? There's probably going to be another proper entrance. I think that there had been a hidden underground passage in the well all this way out here that led to a hidden mansion. This guy knew it all the time, dude. This guy knew everything. Didn't say anything.
普段は別の場所からちゃんと階段で上がれるのです。鍵さえ開けば。
南條先生に後でいろいろとここの構造についてお教え願いたいものだ。
This guy likes to keep a secret, doesn't he?
シャノン、大丈夫かね。捕まりたまえ。
大丈夫です。カノン君、早く。
Kenny wants the last climbing up the ladder towards them in the shaft disguised as well. That's probably quite deep. When he looked down for the first time, he realized how far he'd come up.
にひ、射撃。
Ooh, well. Bang! Filled the diamond cutter bang. I'm gonna guess that was Nanjo. Ken was about to finally crawl out of the well, a hole the size of a basketball. Oh, that was Kennen. Oh. The size of a basketball opened up in his chest. Everyone there looked through the hole in Kennen's chest to the scenery beyond. They were so close, too. Kennen toppled backwards and was swallowed up into the depths of the well. He fell back down the well.
みんな逃げて。シスト姉妹、捕捉されてます。回避できない。走って。一人でも生き残って。
girl Shannon. At the time, Krause, Kyrie, and Nanjo clearly saw a golden curve appear from the well and sow itself through the side of Shannon's head.
Shannon!
Oops. Head pierced. The three were perfect witnesses to everything up to and including the opposite side of her head being blasted away into a pulp. Shannon fell to her knees, blood gushing from both sides of her head, and flopped to the ground.
私たちは狙われてる。走って、殺されるわよ。
走れ走れ走れ走れ
Nanjo had become paralyzed in fright by the manner of Shannon's death, and the Chancellor Sisters would not miss their chance. There goes Nanjo. Well, we won't be getting any answers about how Nanjo knows about all the Kuwadorian shit. But remember guys, he knows about Kuwadorian. Even in the fake scenario, he's always known. Just like, Kinzo has always been dead. Kirby didn't appear from the well and appears through Nanjo's forehead, and out the back of his head in an instant, sewing through him. Thump. Thumpity thump thump thumpity thump thump, and so Nanjo expired. Don't stick around and watch this motherfucker. Start running, boy.
狙撃されてるのよ。どこか知らないけど、私たちを完全に捉えてる。屋敷へ逃げ込むのよ。視界を遮るのよ。
Two dash into the back entrance of the mansion. Then the instant Krause tried to shut the door behind him. Oh, he goes through the keyholes, you idiot. A golden curve appeared for the fourth time, piercing Krause from the back of his head, out through his forehead, and smashing even his forehead to be what? The door is closed. So did it go through the door, the keyhole? Hee-yay! Krause's body lurched over and fell down hard into a neat radial pattern with the insides of his head. Ew. Where you gonna hide, girl? Kyrie ran wildly through the hallway, flew into some room, and locked the door. But she couldn't imagine for a moment that this would save her life. She would probably die soon. Uh-oh, is she gonna call a battler too? Let's see. This is apparently one of the guest rooms. At that moment, a phenomenon on a side table caught Kyrie's eye. Hey, she's gonna call him too. Let's go. After hanging up the call from Jessica, Battler was literally about to dash out. That instant, the phone rang again.
もしもし。キリエさん。
はい、バトラ君。ラッキーだったわ。なんとか力を脱出できたの。本当についてた。
そこはどこだ。みんな無事なのかよ。こっちはジェシカとジョージの兄貴がどうやら。
聞いて。私の命は多分もう長くは持たないわ。
Then right after she got the sudden feeling that the keyhole of the locked door might have glowed gold. A gold curved line, drawing a helix, no, a golden sewing thread, infiltrated the room through there at an incredible speed. Oh. I'm just disconnected, okay, I see. And bored a hole into the floor by Kyrie's feet. It missed? Well, that's rare. The enemy who had sniped the other four one after another with extraordinary skill apparently really does have trouble shooting me between the eyes with a single shot while I'm holed up in this room. But the next strike will probably hit. At this point, Kyrie finally remembered the initial massacre in the dining hall. That's right. This was what killed Rudolph and the rest, all 6 of them.
聞いてバトラ君。私が見たことをありのまま話す。バトラ君はきっと私の頭がどうにかなってしまったんだろうと思うに違いない。ええ、思ってくれていいわ。私だって何を見たのか未だに整理がつかない。今日バトラ君たちがゲストハウスに帰ってから食堂で親族会議が始まって、そして何が起こったかを全て話すわ。口を挟まないで最後まで聞いて。途中で急に電話が切れるかもしれない。そしたらその時は私が殺された時よ。
And Kyrie spoke about how Kinzo had come, the family conference had started, the 6 had been killed, and the 5 of them had been confined. About how she had escaped somehow and made it to where she is now, or she was now. And how everyone had finally been killed and all spoken dispassionately. as she had seen it with no dramatization. She even spoke about how everyone except her had been killed, how she had observed the moments of all of their deaths, and how even this very moment, someone was trying to kill her.
実はこの話をしている間にももう3度攻撃を受けている。鍵穴からおかしな黄金の糸みたいなのが飛び込んできて、くるくる回りながら私を狙ってくるの。最初は足元、次は肩の近く、さっきのは耳をかすったわ。狙いがだんだん正確になってくる。そろそろ私の眉間にズドンと来そうね。
So, this is going to be very hard to explain away, because Kyrie is straight up saying this is something you really can't explain away, as being her, being delirious, right? Being close to death and seeing shit. She's literally saying this shit to Battler, and we'd have to either think that the magic does exist at this point, or that she's being, somebody has a gun to her head, forcing her to say this shit to Battler to make him believe in magic. And that's pretty much the only two possibilities here. Somebody's forcing her to say this shit. That's obviously not true, or it is actually true. I think it's going to be still somebody forcing her to say this shit, right? Like, why can't Battler see this shit? Why does he always have to be told this shit from a secondhand source? Like, this is what she says is true, but Battler's not seen this shit yet, right? Why? Why aren't we showing Battler this shit? Why is it always somebody else seeing this shit and not Battler? Ask yourself that question.
逃げろキリエさん、逃げてくれ。
どこへよ。私ここまで逃げ延びてきて部屋に閉じこもって鍵までかけてるのよ。それでもなお狙われてる私がどこに隠れるのよ。ね
え。さあ。
ねえバタラ君、ジェシカちゃんとジョージ君、まだ生きてる？
さっきジェシカから電話がなんかダメみたい。
やっぱり私たち5人が次々殺される時、何か予感していたの。ひょっとして13人殺しの儀式は第2の番を終えて、つまり私が死ねば13、これで儀式は完成。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェが復活する。一体どういうことになるのかしら。こんな悪魔だらけの魔女だらけ、ヤギの化け物がうじゃうじゃいるこの島に、さらにそいつらの親玉である黄金の魔女まで現れて、一体どうなっちゃうというのかしら。もう私には何が何だかわからない。
Kyrie-san's voice had given up completely on her own life, and because Battler could tell that, he couldn't stop the tears. So this is the most effective way to convince Battler that magic is real. And you have Kyrie, the one person that always believed in logic over everything else, is going to, give up and say magic is real. So this is the trump card that Beatrice is, waiting for the last game. This is the last question arc here. So this is her last chance to get Battler to say, magic is real and shit. So this is what she was trying to build up towards for the entire series so far, guys. She's held the best for last, basically. So how would you guys explain away what Kyrie is saying here, and how do you rationalize magic not existing and what Kyrie is saying here? Because they can't both be true, right? Kyrie either has to be lying her ass off, or magic does have to actually exist. So why would she be lying her ass off? And how is the circumstances of her lying her ass off making sense? You gotta explain that, right? You can't just say, oh, she's lying her ass off. Like, why? How? What caused her to lie her ass off to Battler on her deathbed? Literally, right? Jessica did too, right? Jessica said, magic exists. These people aren't human, right? So why are they lying to them? What happens in this story, in this particular episode? How can you explain it without magic? That's the question here.
一つだけ。
何？
もしあなたの前に悪魔やら魔女が現れても、その正体を疑う必要は何もないわ。
Here we go, right, here we go. This is exactly what Beatrice wants Kyrie to say. Don't doubt. That's a real fucking magical witch. That's a real fucking demon. Don't think about it too hard.
そういうものだと理解して
That's what she wants Kirei to say. That's what she's using the piece for.
何か仕掛けがあるはずだとか正体があるはずだとか
There is. There 100% absolutely is. But Beatrice is telling the story, so she doesn't want Valor to hear that, right?
そんなことを考える余裕があったら相手の機嫌を損ねないことを考えた方がよっぽどに建設的。間違ってもなら魔法を見せてみろなんて言っちゃダメよ。その証拠を彼らはこの上なく残酷な方法で見せるでしょうから。
信じアンヒネさんの口からそんなこと言われるなんて。
分かってる。信じられない。だからそれこそが私にできる助言。信じて。
ペアとリーチェと悪魔と魔女と化け物どもを。
She sure is.
私たちは多分あれほどまでにこの世ならざるものをありありと見せつけられても多分何も信じることができなかったと思う。今の私もそう。さっきから襲ってきて私の額を打ち抜こうとする者の正体さえ私には理解できず、だからあなただけは信じ理解して私たちに受け止めきれなかった存在を受け止めてほしい。そうしてくれたなら私たちの死は無駄にならない。
Does that even make sense? Right? It doesn't matter if she's dead. Just because you believe in magic now. Like, she's still gonna be dead. What the fuck?
私もこうして電話をした甲斐があったというものだわ。
キリさん。
まだ大丈夫よ。使ったけどまた外したわ。さすがに今度はもうダメかもね。ありがとう。そしてさよならバトラ君。あなたのことをアスムさんの息子だからと冷たくしたこともあった。その日のことを許して。
許すも何も。今はキリエさんが俺にとっての母親だろうが。
Could have saw I heard an incredible sound at the other end of the receiver, then a noisy clattering sound. So the receiver had fallen to the floor.
キリエさん、キリエさん。
Kirei-san never responded to the phone again. Looks like she's done. Dunzo, we got 2 people left. We got Battler and Maria left. And then all the magical beings. And phony ass Kinzo, who's not alive. So it's just Maria and Battler, basically. Only people that Battler can see alive right now.
どうしてバトラが怒ってるのかわかんないよ。
わかるだろ。みんな殺されたんだぞ。あのクソジジイに。ベアトリーチェ復活の儀式とかわけのわかんないことを言った。
Oh, and Kumasawa and Goda should still be alive. We'll see though. We shall see if they're still alive.
ならこれで13人が生贄に捧げられて。
No reason why they shouldn't be alive, right? If the other 13 people have already died, and that's the 13 they needed, they don't need Kumasawa and Goda to die.
もうベアトリーチェは蘇った頃だよ。
ああ、なら上等だ。ベアトリーチェもまとめて一緒にぶち殺してやろう。
マリアたちは儀式を生き残った。だからベアトリーチェに黄金鏡に招待してもらえるんだよ。そこでは願いは何でも叶う。家族を殺されたのが辛いなら生き返らせてもらえばいいのに。マリアはそうするつもりだよ。黒い魔女に取りつかれていない本当に優しい本当のママを蘇らせてもらうの。
There you go.
だからママはもうずっとマリアと一緒。お仕事とかで残業も休日出勤も何もないの。
She's not working on those days off, but you know what she's doing.
ずっとマリアと一緒にいてくれて、マリアのことだけを考えてくれてマリアのために恐ろしい敵といつも戦ってくれるの。
お前どうかしてるぜ。
I like that he said that because that's kind of what Jessica was saying at the end of her life. Like, oh, there's magical shit going on, fucking demons and fucking witches and shit. And now Battler's saying there's something wrong with Maria saying the same shit. Like, I believe in magic, believe in witches, they can revive all your dead fucking family members. No, they can't. Medic does not exist, and you're crazy. So keep thinking that badly.
なんでこの状況。
バトラは今キリエおばさんに言われたはずだよ。魔女を信じろと言われ。
くそ、こんなとこでマリアと口喧嘩してる場合じゃねえぜ。もう人質も何も誰も生き残っちゃいねえんだ。もうくそくだらねえ。おかしな儀式もゲームもおしまいだぜ。ここからは俺の好きにさせてもらう。まだ生きてる奴がいるかもしれない。あるいはかかったっ端から調べて見つけ出しぶちのめしてやるぜ。
In a rage, Badly grabbed his hat, stand, spear, and flew out of the room. Maria watched him go, looking bored.
ベアトリーチェがすぐに願いを叶えてくれるのにバトラはバカ。
And the phone rang out again. Maria stood up and grabbed the receiver.
もしもし。
Of course, the sound of the phone also reached Badler's ears as he's about to dash out the guest house. With violent forcefulness, he turned around and dashed into the cousin's room.
マリア、電話って誰からだ?
The terrifying look on his face, Badler yelled at Maria, who was on the phone. Couldn't blame him. Right now, the only humans left alive on the island was himself, Maria, Goda, and Kumasawa. So, here you go. There's your, you got two different choices for people that he knows that are alive to be calling him. That could be in on it because they're servants, and the servants could be, sworn to secrecy by whoever's dressing up as Beatrice. They could be in cahoots. Or it could be somebody that's been shown to die in these fake, phony-ass magical scenes. So anybody that's died, basically, could still be alive. Hell, Kyria could still be alive, even though she died over the phone. He never saw her die. Never saw Jessica die over the phone, right? Never saw George die. So it could be one of those, too. It could be, like, literally anybody. Except for Kinzo, because he doesn't exist, right? But it could be Kumasawa calling, it could be Koda calling. It could be any other servant that should have died. You never saw their deaths, right? It could be Genji, it could be Kanon, it could be Shannon, it could be, I already said Kumasawa and Goda, and it could be Jessica George. It really could be. We're gonna say that all the adults are actually dead, though. It doesn't make any sense for them to pretend that they're dead and they didn't really actually die, because the siblings fighting over the inheritance would take precedence over these tests that the fake Kinzo is doing. So there's no reason to do these tests, i.e. if there's another way to get the inheritance other than doing these tests. I don't think the adults would be doing it if they were still alive. So they must be dead, pretty much. So we can assume that the adults are dead. The Ushurumi adults, at least, the siblings. But I think everybody else still has, you can still say that they might be alive. They might be the ones making this call. And that person, whoever is calling, is pretending to be Beatrice. Because we all know that Maria is always the accomplice for the person dressed up as Beatrice in all these episodes. So that person is calling Maria, trying to finagle another, do another solid here, Maria, and tell this fool battler about this plan I'm baking up right now, right? That's what's going on right now. The Beatrice person is calling Maria, and that's always been the culprit, basically. In these 4 episodes, it's always been the same person. And no, it's not Eva. By the way, it's not Eva. So get that out of your head. But there was no way that those two could call when they were locked up in the Guardian storehouse. So there's no phone in the Guardian storehouse, I guess. Again, if somebody pretended to be killed earlier, they could have gone to the Guardian storehouse and then helped Kumasawa and Goda get out, because all you need to do was say, hey, I'm outside, come throw me the key and I'll unlock you. And they throw him the key, they throw him or her the key. She or he opens up the door for them and pretends to let him out, but then kills them. Put him back in the fucking room, make it a locked room mystery, basically. So, or they could take him to a phone, have him make this call, basically, before they kill him. Either way. So there's a lot of ways out of this. If we don't believe all these magical scenes are true, and we think that whatever else happened. Anything literally else that, from what Beatrice showed you, happened. Potentially, so. A lot of room for a lot of theories in episode 4. Unfortunately, it's not too concrete. Which meant there was only one person. Nah, there's a lot of people. Like I said. Nah, it's not Kinzo. He's dead. That's the only one person it can be, basically. And then, of course, Beatrice is telling the story, so she wants you to think it's only Kinzo. That's the one person it can be, because Kinzo is already dead from the beginning of this game. So there could be literally anybody but Kinzo who could still be alive here. You can even make a case for the adults. Like I said, the adults might probably be dead, but you don't know that for sure. So 100% it could be literally anybody but Kinzo. Except for Kinzo, Maria, and Badler, I should say. Anybody else it could be. She happily chatted with the person on the other end of the phone. Maria had slowly turned to face Badler. Looking crazy as fuck, right? With the crazy eyes over here. With an unsettling expression on her face, she laughed at the kee-hee-hee-hee-hee-hee. Almost as though the person on the other end of the line was chatting about Badler.
Maria.
Probably was.
電話の相手は誰だじい様か
Badler couldn't imagine that this was the case. After all, it was inconceivable. Inconceivable! That Maria would be having such a friendly talk with Kinzo. Chatting to him about Badler with that eerie smile on her face. That's what kind of person could be on the phone. Who could make Maria chat with a smile like that? Who could it be? We shall see. Maybe. We'll take a quick break here though. BRB. If you guys feeling particularly generous, go ahead and give me a follow. My socials. I'll be right back.